Hey everybody, just got done making the movie. Figured I would put this in the front of it. My wife watched the movie back with me and she couldn't stop laughing. If you watch the most of it, you'll understand why. And I'm just going to say, I won't be without this later again in following videos. I hope you can get a kick out of it. I haven't redone the movie yet, so it is what it is. We'll catch you guys. Thanks for watching. Hello, ITPC, motorcycle enthusiasts, and anybody else that cares to listen to me. Welcome. Today, I want to tell a couple of motorcycle mishap stories. Mr. Tunnell wanted me to do a video on some. He said he'd be interested, so this is going to be it. What I'm going to do is probably, I don't know, 18 years ago, I went to Lake George Motorcycle Rally, and I brought this particular corn cob. I rehydrated some Captain Black. Tried it once already, but that's what I'm going to smoke because this is about motorcycles and this is what I brought. And I'm going to light it with my Bic, which I also brought. So hang in there for a minute. I'm going to pack the pipe and get it going, and I will be right back. Back again. This is the helmet. This is my helmet. And me and Mr. Tunnell were talking about helmets. He was talking about helmets. And I mentioned, yeah, I have one also. And works great. It's better than the old ones that used to just have the shield that would snap on, would snaps. You'd have to push them in to put the shield on. And I used to have, when I was a teenager, a Bell helmet. It was full-faced. This is also full-face. This comes up. Just click the little button here, and this will come up. It also has a shield. Goes back and forth. Works really nice. This comes up also. Going down the road, it's easy to put up. So there's plenty of air, whatever you need. And if you need, keep the sun out of your eyes, you have that too. So this black tape on here, just in case if you can see it, I put black electrical tape on there. I can adjust this if I want air. However the sun is shining, keeps the sun out of my eyes. And there's a little story behind why I have one of these. And we'll get to that. Got my pipe going, at least it was going. It was. All right, well, first story. I might as well tell you about the helmet and why I have one of these helmets that has all the gizmos so that you can bring them up, bring them down. And this is it. I was a teenager. My brother asked me if I want to go for a ride on his motorcycle. I think he had a Suzuki, I want to say 1100. And so I got on the back and we were going down the road, probably like a couple miles from the house. And so, of course, riding in the back, you can't see unless you look around, So in the process, enjoying the ride. It was a nice day. Looking around, I switch aside once in a while. So I looked through this side, around to the right of them. And then all of a sudden I felt something come off my jacket. went right up underneath my full face helmet, right into my mouth. It was a moth, and it was flip-flopping around inside my mouth to beat the band, as my father used to say. So, needless to say, I'm tapping him on the shoulder, tapping him on the shoulder. I'm going like this. He goes, and I said, pull over, I couldn't even say anything. So he pulls over, and of course I'm trying to get the buckles undone, and this thing's flopping in my mouth. It's disgusting. And so anyway, I got it off, and spit. Meanwhile, my brother's laughing. He's just laughing at me. And it's like, there was nothing I could do. I had to snap on visor, and I couldn't get my helmet off quick enough. So that was one story. And I'll never forget that. They don't taste good, by the way. All the powder on its wings and everything. I'm sure it was done for. So, this is like 18 years old. I rehydrated it, and it could be worse. Not bad. I did put a little extract in it when I hydrated it. I can't remember which. It wasn't vanilla. It was, I can't think of it right now. But anyways, it's not bad. I don't know if I put it on there. I might have put it on here. Almond extract to re-moisten it. So, there's that. Another story. Okay, my wife and I, we had just built a house. I was probably in my, what was I? Probably early 30s. Late 20s or early 30s. Probably early 30s. The kids were still, in school. We had just moved to this town. We had a house built, and a lot of work. Wife and I wanted to go for a motorcycle ride. And I think at the time I had I think it was a Honda 750. Yeah. So we head out in the morning. We figured, okay, we're going to go for a ride. We'll be home in time for the kids, or right around the time they get out, they walk home. We had a big dog, so we weren't worried. They walk home with the kids. It was just quarter mile up the street is where the school was. So, should have brought my other lighter. Come on. Sorry, people. I wanted to stay with the lighter I used years ago. So we did that. We went for a ride. Beautiful day. We went a couple towns away, circled around, and on our way back, I had a tree. There was a storm coming, so it's like we seen that, and it's like we got to get back. We got to get back, and we're a couple towns away. So we were within a town of coming to our town where our house was, and all of a sudden the wind was kicking up like there's no tomorrow. And I'm going along. I had this huge tree fall right across the road in front of me. I actually, by the time I stopped, I was on top of the tree branches. My wife's on the back like, So I was able to get around it to continue. Oh boy. Be right back. I got another lighter, I think. I don't know if it works any better or not, but we'll see. See if it works. Ah, boy. I'm prepared. Got around the tree. Had probably another 3 miles to go. Going down the road that goes to our house. Could not get to my house because there was another tree that went down. Had to park my motorcycle, and we had to walk the rest of the way. Parked it in the neighbor's yard. So by the time we get home, it's like, okay, kids should be home. They should have made it home by now and everything. We were running a few minutes later, and they weren't around. So panic, you know, and we finally called around some of the neighbors, and they had gone up the street to the neighbors because we weren't home, and there was a storm, and they were nervous about it, and we were nervous about it. Everybody was okay. Went back to get the motorcycle, and I realized where I had come in, and the tree had gone down. There was a wire hanging, and I must have missed it by a foot. Did not even know it until I went back. So it's kind of scary. That's another story. So that happened. One more story. I was coming home from work on my motorcycle. It was a nice day. I got within like 5 miles from my house, and I stopped for some gas. By the time I get done filling my tank and heading out, it was just starting to sprinkle a little bit. So I continued on my way. I got to within like 3 miles from my house, this particular house that I'm in now, and we had changed houses after 10 years. My son was a goalie, so he had to play for the high school and everything, and another long story. But ice hockey. So anyways, on the way home, it started to rain. By the time I got within like 1.5 miles of the house, all hell broke loose. Rain was coming down, the wind was coming down, the lightning was crazy. It was pouring buckets, and it got really dark. And it's like, so I'm within like 0.5 mile from the house, going through the town section, and lightning was coming down. I had a bolt of lightning come down about maybe 30-40 yards from me. I am not sure what it hit, but what a crack. And it's like, that is scary. So, excuse me, by the time I made it home, my wife and my son were in the doorway waiting for me because they knew I was on the bike, and they were thinking, oh my God, you know. And yeah, I made it home. I got inside the house, and I took my boots off, and I poured probably 1 quart of water out of each boot. And yeah, I was drenched. So that's kind of a strange experience riding a motorcycle in that kind of weather, that's for sure. And I had a couple of them. So I got other stories too, you know, but I don't want to make this too long. So I'm going to end it, and can't remember if I had anything else to say. Things can be scary. The Dominican Republic, I guess there was a roof collapse in a nightclub, and a lot of people lost their lives. And it's been on my mind. And I just wanted to say, you know, don't let time go by without telling the people that are close to you that you love them. You know, it's not a sign of weakness, and it's, you know, I remember for a long time I didn't hug my mom and dad. You know, just nobody was huggy. Not a bad thing. So for a good portion of my life, after I was into my mid-20s, it's like everybody gave each other a hug, you know, and because you just never know. You never know when it's going to be the last one. And sure, you all probably or mostly feel the same way, but if you don't, consider it, because well, you know, life's short, and you want to always feel good about the time you had with everybody. So anyway, that being said, keep the faith, everybody. Fight the good fight. Enjoy life as much as possible. And I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless everybody.